Why internet money gets so much hate. The truth. 15-minute video? Damn, Bob.
What is good, Carter people? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy, Bubbling, and I got a question for y'all. What are your thoughts on internet money? Put it in the comments, and then after this little talk we got on the video, then we'll see how it's changed. And I was trying to figure out why people hate internet money so much, and I got like 5 or 6 different reasons as to misconceptions of why people hate internet money. Okay, so firstly, the main reason that people hate internet money is because they think that they build industry plants. They just take people with no talent, no organic growth, and just give them a hit, basically, you know, write a song for them or get a song from some.
So low key, right away, I'm already kind of the problem with this. I mean, I think that Progress was definitely more of the wave on this, but I learned a lot from the whole industry plant thing, and me and Taz actually talked about that face to face. And I learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot about what I thought about industry plants and shit like that. And they definitely are a real thing, but I think there are a lot of misconceptions. And I made a video. Obviously, I made a few videos about industry plants that got a lot of views. And then the one that I made where it's like how I feel about industry plants 1 year later, right? Like that one didn't get a lot of views.
Smack like a cliche emo rap beat on it and call it a day. Maybe give them some clothes, maybe give them a deal, make them look poppin', get some promotion from FaZe or some of these other big groups that have hella clout. And while you may have somewhat of an argument in some cases, because you know some of them are questionable, say like Ian Dior being the main proponent of this argument, when it comes down to it, they're just a business. And every single label essentially does this. They'll take social media stars though, people who are legit have no talent, like say Lil Pump, who, you know, he had some hard songs, but let's be real, he low-key has no musical talent. They got Bad Baby. Atlantic signed her, and all she did was say, "Catch me outside." How about that? On Dr. Phil, and then they turned her to a rapper. She don't write her songs, and that's why she started OnlyFans now, because she basically like fell off musically. Or at least that's what I think. I don't listen to Bad Baby.
Damn, Bob just going in on people.
I don't know who does. Maybe she getting hella streams out here. I would not know.
Damn.
But in conclusion, regarding this point, every single label does this. That's how you make money in the music industry. You take someone small, you buy the dip, just like a stock market. You make it go up and you sell at the when it peaks, essentially. If labels were just taking in artists who were already big, then you would be more of a leech. Another name you would call this is just artist development. And again, that's how the music business makes money. But I guess every label does this, and everybody hates labels because there's always this like ongoing battle between artists and label, and artists always talk shit about the label because they're taking a percentage, but then the labels are the ones who are helping them out, giving them fat advances so that they can even blow up in the first place. In a lot of cases, sometimes it's organic. Each side needs each other, so it's really not that big of a.
I think the other thing too, to go along with his point, everything he said is definitely 100% valid, but the other thing, internet money, or Taz specifically, like brands himself as like, we're for the artist and we're not just a label, right? You know, while they are different, they definitely are different, and they have like, you know, they got the house, and it's like, we are a crew of producers that came up off the internet and shit like that, but they are still a label, and like a label has to make money. And I think that sometimes people are just confused because Taz tries to sometimes be like, oh, we're not like the other labels, and they might not be exactly like them, but they still are a label, and a label's got to make money.
Now, secondly, and something I kind of have a bone to pick, and I tell Taz this all the time, and it's not like a diss or anything, but they go pop sometimes, or they have gone recently with songs like His and Hers and Lemonade, especially coming from the underground, working with Lil Tecca, you know, making Ransom, Juice WRLD, making Lucid Dreams, All Girls Are the Same, Lil Skies, Red Roses, his whole Life of a Dark Rose album, basically. But after developing all of these artists that we know and love, they've kind of gone pop using like features from really big artists, seemingly inorganically formulating a hit. So again, it kind of correlates with this industry plant problem or misconception that people have with internet money in the first place, that when they make songs with like 3-4 artists on it who are all big, it seems like they're just trying to DJ Khaled that bitch, essentially name dropping for views and streams. And while
if that makes you mad, if like what he just said makes you mad and that makes you hate internet money, you're weird as fuck. Who cares? They're making just good pop music. The fuck? Why would anybody be mad at that?
Oh, now I am not the biggest fan of these pop songs like Lemonade, His or Hers. I get it. They, again, are a business. It always leads to that. Once you have songs that pop off, again, with all these artists that we've mentioned, sometimes you just want a guaranteed hit and you want to make good music. And what better place to do that than to go to the places where they always making hits, Don?
Bro, listen, though. I know he said that. The thing he said, though, is guaranteed hit. Bro, shit ain't guaranteed, bro. Like, a lot of people want to minimize that shit. Lemonade is a platinum record, bro. How many records have huge features on it that don't go platinum? A lot. Look at a lot of these rappers' albums. They get a bunch of features on there. Them songs don't all always go platinum. That's not just getting the most famous people doesn't mean that. Like, bro, it's hard to make a fucking hit. So, like, that's kind of, I mean, I see what he's saying. That's another misconception is people think that shit's easy. Like, it's not easy, bro. Like, making a hit is not easy just because you got the most famous people.
Good music. And what better place to do that than to go to the places where they
obviously you have a better chance.
Always making hits. Don Toliver, Uzi Gunna, Kid Laroi, Juice WRLD, all of these people. And to relate it back to the stock market, why, when you have so much money and so much success, would you keep investing into these penny stocks? Sometimes you got to diversify and go to some of the tried and true ways of making money, which is buy into an Apple, Amazon, some of these companies that are already doing super well and you know we're never going to fall off or not going to fall off for a while. Relating to some of these big pop artists that we keep mentioning. But all this DJ Khaled talk leads me to my next point, in which a lot of fans in the underground communities think that Taz Taylor kind of plays a DJ Khaled role. Now, I don't know what DJ Khaled does, but to me, it seems like he just gets people like Drake. I don't know who else is on his album. I didn't even listen to the last thing. Justin Bieber is another
Y'all
person.
know how I feel about this.
Gets a song sent to him, and then he just gets into the booth and just yells, "DJ Khaled, we the best," or something like that. Maybe put in some ad-libs here and there. Maybe recording a voice memo while he busting on his wife's cheeks. And so essentially, all he's doing is leeching off of these bigger names or artists that already made a great song. And just like,
y'all know I got real big qualms with the people that think that. Listen, I won't fucking waste a bunch of time talking about it because I could go on forever. But let me just put something in your head. First of all, obviously y'all know I do the executive production thing. Y'all know that I do like the DJ Khaled type thing or more of a Taz Taylor type thing, right? Think about it like this, bro. Why would Jay-Z, why would Drake, why would Nas, why would some of the biggest artists in the world be friends with and network and be tight with DJ Khaled, bro? Because he probably is doing something that's valuable. He probably in the studio, he's got something valid to say. Because Jay-Z ain't wasting his time with no bum, right? You know what I mean? You're talking about somebody like Jay-Z. Jay-Z's what? Probably a billionaire if you're damn near close. If DJ Khaled was a bum wasting time in the studio, he ain't doing that. DJ Khaled probably low-key knows a lot more than people give him credit for. He just be doing his fucking Snapchat thing or whatever on social media because most people probably don't care to learn about what DJ Khaled's process is. And maybe he's got some secret sauce. So that's all I'm going to say. I could go on and on, but I'll just chill right there.
Again, taking a cut off of it and clouting up off of somebody else while doing no work. Well, I'm here to tell you Taz's job here. Again, I don't know what DJ Khaled does, but Taz Taylor is an executive producer. And while he may not make beats currently, he did put in the work a long time ago and was making beats with Nick Mira before this whole internet money concept, in the studio, plugging in different 808s and different sounds to make cool beats. That's how he first started in the industry. Before he created his own label, he was a published producer. However, what he found out was that when you're a published producer, you're essentially not making as much money as you could if you were your own label and or producer collective, where he can outsource some of these jobs jobs and actually come out with a better result. Because if you got 10 producers working on one beat, likely the beat is going to come out way more fire than if there's just one person, plus in way less time. Plus they can increase the output as well, especially.
Bro, I've literally seen this man Taz work. I've seen this man work. He's got an ear, bro. He's got an ear. Like, a lot of people don't realize. First of all, bro, you need feedback from people. These artists, y'all think these artists are doing everything by themselves. They're not. They're claiming it in their raps, but they're not, bro. They have people that are always being like, yo, change this, change that, do this. You know, they might not always get the credit, bro, but you get more ears on something, it's going to be better. And there's been a lot of, I've seen the sessions and like I see what these producer rappers are cooking up and like I don't even like it. Taz like, man, that shit ain't it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's try this. And I'm like thinking like, yeah, bro, he's right. I mean, I haven't seen too much, but I'm not saying he's always right. But bro, that shit is, it's tough. It's tough to like really understand. But it's always the artists and producers and the people who make the music. That of course they obviously are very important. They're doing the work, right? But there's a lot of other pieces to the puzzle that people don't get credit for. And
if like one person specializes in 808s, one person does fire guitar melodies, the other person does rage shit, etc. And so with this, he found out where the money actually was, which was creating a label rather than being one producer where he can 10x his money, all the while being an executive producer, which is his official role, in that his skill is being able to tell if a song is hot or not. Pause. It's kind of like what we talked about in the Rushmore video earlier today or yesterday, whenever I posted that, in which Drake or Travis Scott may not write any of their songs. However, when they get this song sent to them, they can tell which one is going to be fire, which one his fans are going to like, or which one's going to suit his voice the most and his cadence and his producers, and then actually execute on that song. So
I don't understand how, if you actually make music, because it's always artists that are freaking out. What he just said, if you actually make music and you don't understand that an ear isn't valuable, or somebody just knowing the vibe of the song, if you don't understand that, then I just don't take you seriously. Like, you make music, so you automatically assume that you have an ear for that shit, right? Because you're making it. So why are you saying that somebody else can't also have that touch just because they don't know the program, or they don't know how to play a guitar, they don't know what sounds right? Like, come on, man. You gotta, whatever.
So relating back to Taz, he has a bunch of artists and producers signed to him, and he can kind of tell based on his knowledge of the industry, all the data he's received from the songs he's released, of which songs out of say 20 that he's given is actually going to be fire and which one to release. In fact, a lot of artists, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to like screw anybody over, will literally hire Taz just to oversee the project. Kind of like how with Cardi, right? Whole Lotta Red. Kanye West didn't necessarily produce any of the songs specifically. Maybe he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't do any beats specifically because it was like Starboy, Out of Town. Even Ken Carson did some on there. Filthy. But what Kanye helped Cardi do is pick which songs fit where, the track list, composition, maybe some post-production, and just overall creating the album, the whole process of how to do it. Things that I can't even comprehend to explain to y'all because I don't even know. I don't even think Kanye or Taz knows. They're just sitting there like, yes, this is hard. No, it's kind of just a feeling and gut thing that not a lot of people have. And that's why there's only like one Drake, one Taz, one Kanye. But for like a few years after the Juice WRLD, Lil Skies, all of these emo rap songs were popping off, that's pretty much all, and Ian Dior, that's pretty much all internet money was making for a while because it was working. So they just kept making and making what was working, and that kind of gave them this sort of reputation of just being like a factory sweatshop of pumping out emo rap songs that all sounded the same. So after the first couple of artists,
I'll give it that. They definitely did try like a lot of the same exact artists like a bunch of times in a row. That's definitely facts. But yeah, it didn't really work out for most of them. But I mean, it worked for Ian.
They blew up Juice WRLD, Ian Dior, some of the others, and then afterwards kind of getting carbon copies. I'm not saying that I believe that necessarily, but that's what the public perception was, that they were just recreating the same artists over and over. That fans were kind of getting pissed off at Internet Money, saying like, I don't want to hear a new artist when we already got Juice WRLD, all these 2,000 to 3,000 unreleased songs that are continuing to leak every single week. And so for that, I am kind of in favor of that criticism. However, I do know for a fact that they are capable of making other beats. In fact, I know that they're already working on new sounds. Taz Taylor even went on Twitter and said that they're done with guitar samples and shit like that. So even they realize that emo rap is kind of going.
Bro, a lot of people just don't. That's the other thing that I don't understand, bro. They definitely didn't listen to this album. Listen to this.
Put them on shirt, not bitch boy closing them curtains. Money coming in like current. Money coming in, it's coming to current.
This beat's hard as fuck.
They say they whip white, but they ain't never slain. Niggas banging that shit, but they ain't really red. They ain't really red.
Hard as fuck. Regular, but I mean, that's kind of the Tekka sound. That's kind of been Lil Mosey's sound. And where's the guitar?
Perfect.
Right now, no, I can't hate right now. No, well, let's settle the lane right now. Need AP plane right now. Need VV chain right now. Need a blue.
Ken Carson sound that they all love. Summer's Autumn, whatever.
Her love been giving me chills, yeah. These
5 beats in, no guitar beats.
Yeah.
Classic Tekka sound that they developed.
And I know I'm in her body like play. I know they gon' hate, I don't care what they say though.
Still no guitar beat.
Pull up in the whip, fit 4 or 5 in it.
Perfect.
They had the Kid Laroi and they still didn't give him a guitar beat. They could have.
Get high, bitch, I'ma face it. Young, rich, and wait, probably on your bitches.
Bro, it's like people just cap. It's like y'all haven't listened to anything they put out in 2 years and then you just assume. Bro, this whole shit. This whole project, the production on this is crazy, bro. I'm not trying to sound like a fanboy right now, but like it's just so people just don't even see their own bullshit.
Now she don't wanna go back. Couple of months ago, I was nameless. Now I got bad bitches in the DMs.
They literally listened to Lemonade, His and Hers, and then they're like, that's all you guys do. You don't care. It's like you guys are claiming that Taz isn't up to speed on the underground or he's not doing the right thing with the underground, but you only judge him based on his work with mainstream artists. Like, it's so contradictory, bro. It's like, it's just dumb. I think a lot of that hate that they receive is just definitely a bunch of misconceptions. And also, that was a good video, Babalam. Appreciate you. It's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of people just straight up like hating for no reason. And it's mostly like producers or people that probably would like to be a part of Internet Money. And then just a lack of like trying to go deeper. Internet Money, they have like 20 producers in that shit. All those producers are constantly working with artists that they like in the underground. To just sum it all up to like 2 big hits that they had, you're part of the problem. Like, at that point, how are you going to judge this whole shit off 2 big songs? Like, of course they're trying to make hits and make money, and then they use that to show love to the underground and try to make shit with the underground. They really do give more opportunity to the underground than a lot of other people. And the other thing that he didn't mention, I think what gets Internet Money or Taz in trouble the most is his tweets, because that man be tweeting some wild shit a lot, and I think that he just lets his emotions go on Twitter, and he doesn't really have a good way of controlling them, and then he says stuff that he definitely shouldn't say, and he reacts to people and responds to them not in the way that he should, out of frustration. I think that's the shit that gets him in trouble, because in person, I've met him, I've talked to him a bunch of times, I guess technically I've only met him a few times, but I've spent some time with him, and he really is nothing like he is on Twitter in real life. He's a nice guy. He's a normal guy. He has a very good ear for music. He's pretty open-minded. He's pretty self-aware, but I think that just the internet gets the best of him, as it does for a lot of content creators. It happens to all of us, and there's definitely moments where, you want to clap back or you want to defend yourself, but ultimately it just ends up not being worth it because those people will just drag you and drag you and drag you on, and they will never stop because they don't have anything better to do. But that's where I think that internet money gets the most hate, is probably mostly from like Taz's tweets and shit, and a little bit of jealousy and a lot of not really being educated.